Hi guys, welcome back to A+ English. I'm Pat.
And I'm Mike.
So we're on day 2 of our Meet the Wongs article. And so yesterday, the twins saw their two dogs, Mac and Cheese, digging in the garden, and they found an old box full of letters, which they took to show Paige.
That's right. They were hoping it was going to be treasure, but it was actually a box of letters that sort of turned out to be even more valuable than treasure because once they brought them into the house to show their family, the grandfather and the parents as well remembered that this was a time capsule that Grandpa's wife, had buried before she died. And the letters were all for the family. So they found, a little bit of treasure, but family treasure. Nothing valuable in a money sense, but something valuable in an emotions and feeling sense because these are long-lost letters from Grandma.
Yep, so they all start reading them. And in today's article, we are going to find out what Grandma wrote to everyone in the family. Let's read through the article.
Meet the Wongs. Meet the Wongs. Meet the Wongs. Meet the Wongs. Meet the Wongs.
A message from Grandma.
请在美句朗读后一起跟着念哦。Let's go.
The family is reading the letters from Grandma.
She says, "You will have a great life, son." Be good to your wife and your children. Remember, your family comes first, not your work. I miss you, Mom.
There, dear. Paige is reading her letter.
Grandma says, "You are growing up so fast." Always remember, you can do anything with your life. Thanks, Grandma.
The twins are reading their letter.
You boys will be handsome and strong when you grow up. We sure will be.
What about all these other letters?
We can give you those on special occasions. This one is for when you finish high school. The family gets together and thinks of Grandma.
Grandma is still with us. Let's never forget her.
Word power!
Wife. Wife. Tony's wife will have their baby next month. Tony's wife will have their baby next month. Remember. Remember. Did you remember to take out the trash today? Did you remember to take out the trash today? Grow up. Grow up. When I grow up, I want to be a famous singer. When I grow up, I want to be a famous singer. Handsome. Handsome. Pat is the most handsome guy in the office. Pat is the most handsome guy in the office.
Okay, so we kind of pick up where we left off by saying the family is reading the letters from Grandma.
That's right. And Mr. Wong is the first person to speak, and he says, she says, you will have a great life, son. So he's reading one of the things that his grandma, or his mom, I should say, wrote in the letter to him. You will have a great life, she told him, her son. And then she added, be good to your wife and your children. Good advice for anyone, especially a young man who's getting married and starting a family. We have this word wife here. It's one of our word power words. It's spelled W-I-F-E. Nice and simple. W-I-F-E. A wife is a woman who is married. Basically, if a man marries a woman, then that woman is the wife of the man. If you have a mom, your mom is probably the wife of your dad if she's still married. So basically, it's just the woman in a married couple. For example, Tony's wife will have their baby next month. Tony's wife will have their baby next month, and then the wife will also become a mom.
We should also mention that the plural of wife is wives with a V, so don't just put an S on the end to make wifes. It's wives with a V in the same way that you go knife and knives. Same kind of structure.
That's right, but of course most people don't have wives.
No, but if we could say our wives, because we both have
That's
a
true,
wife,
yeah,
so
talking
if
about
they were
two.
plural.
That's right, in different relationships.
Yes. Okay, now this isn't all that Grandma Wang wrote. She wrote, remember, your family comes first, not your work. This is another good piece of advice to Mr. Wang. She's, again, giving her son the benefit of her long life and her experience. And she uses the verb remember, which is our next word power word. Remember is spelt R-E-M-E-M-B-E-R, remember, and it means to be able to bring back a piece of information into your mind or a piece of information that's in your memory and you bring it out. So it's something you already know and you're trying to think, what is that? I know that. Okay, here it is. I have remembered it. Maybe somebody told you to do something and then you go, yes, I have to remember to do that thing. Keep that information in your mind and bring it back so you know what to do or what the answer to a question is. For example, did you remember to take out the trash today? Did you remember to take out the trash today?
And we should also mention the opposite of remember is a word you might know, forget, F-O-R-G-E-T. That's when that information leaves your mind and you don't have it there to use anymore. So it's better to remember important things than to forget them. If you're like me, you can write them down too. That helps you remember as well. All right, and we also had a phrase there, come first. The grandma told her son, remember your family comes first. All right, here we're using come first to talk about something that is the most important thing that you should do, the most important job you have to do that day or something like that. You shouldn't ignore this. You shouldn't skip over it and do other things because this comes first. So, for example, if you're at work and your boss says, well, our meeting comes first in the schedule, that's the first thing that you should do. Your doctor might say, well, your health should come first. Yes, it might be fun to eat fast food, but it's not good for you when your health comes first. Your health is the most important thing that you should pay attention to.
So here, the grandma is saying your family comes first, not your work. So
family is more important than work.
Spend more time with your wife and children. Don't miss out on them growing up or family time because of your work.
Good advice.
Now, we see in this picture that Mr. Wang is actually crying a little. This message has made him feel quite sad. And he says, I miss you, Mom. And of course, he says Mom because Grandma Wang was his mother. So he is kind of missing her around to give him advice and to just be there with the family and watch them grow up as well.
There you go. Must be wonderful to read these words written by his mom. But yes, it also brings back memories, and that makes him sad. It's an emotional time for Mr. Wang. And so Mrs. Wang, being a loving wife, is, concerned about her husband, and she wants him to feel better. So she says, there, dear. Now, this phrase, there, we really only use it when someone is upset, when someone is sad or crying or maybe angry, but generally a little bit sadder. And you can also imagine that as she says it, she's rubbing his back or patting his back or giving him a hug. She's comforting him in some way. She's trying to make him stop crying and cheer up a little bit. So if someone around you, someone you care about is upset, you can say there as you touch them or rub their shoulders or something like that, just to show that you're concerned and you're upset that they're upset as well.
Okay, so we're going to move on from Mr. Wang now to Paige.
Okay, Paige has her own letter too.
Yeah, she's reading her letter.
Exciting.
And she says to the family, Grandma says, you are growing up so fast. Okay, which of course she will be. Here we use this phrasal verb, grow up, to grow up. G-R-O-W, grow, U-P up, grow up. So to grow up means to gradually become an adult, to turn from being a baby, then to a young child, then to a teenager, and finally to an adult. That is the process of growing up. So, of course, Paige is growing up. We've seen in previous stories where she's gone to a new school, she's gotten a boyfriend, she is becoming an adult. Okay, here's another example of grow up. When I grow up, I want to be a famous singer. When I grow up, I want to be a famous singer.
We should point out that grow up is talking about when you change in your personality. We're not talking about getting bigger or getting taller. That's just to grow, all right? So
we can sometimes, I think, say, that he is growing up sort of thing. I think,
but,
more often in the mind than the body.
Right. When someone says, for example, when I grow up, I want to be a famous singer, they're not saying when I get taller, I want to be a famous singer. Just as I get older,
yes,
I want to be a famous singer. But, for example, in high school, a lot of kids will grow very quickly. When we say it that way, generally we mean they're getting bigger and taller physically, and that's a little bit different from how they change in their personality. Anyways, let's get back to the article, and here's another bit of advice that Grandma wrote in Paige's letter. She says, always remember, you can do anything with your life. This is the kind of thing that a grandma or a parent would say to a younger kid, kids who are still in school, still discovering and learning about who they are and what their interests are and something like that. So she's basically saying, you're a young person, you're a talented, smart young girl. You can do anything you want. You can be any kind of person you want as you grow up. And we see a picture of Paige smiling. That's a nice thing to hear from her grandma.
Yeah, and she says, thanks, Grandma.
Oh,
she's kind of very appreciative. She's really grateful for those words. Okay, so now we move on to the twins. They've got a letter. I mean, they must have been very, very small children, babies perhaps, when their grandma passed away. So they probably don't have many strong memories of her at all, but she's written them a letter. The twins are reading their letter, and Jimmy reads it out. It says, you boys will be handsome and strong when you grow up. So there's that phrase, grow up, again, our third word power word. And our fourth one for the day is handsome. Handsome is spelled H-A-N-D-S-O-M-E, handsome. And it's used to describe a man who looks attractive. Okay, you can sometimes describe a woman as handsome. It has been, I have seen that in books, but we're generally talking about a man, a good-looking man. For example, and I don't know who wrote this example sentence, but it says, Pat is the most handsome guy in the office.
Wow.
Pat is the most handsome guy in the office. I would like to find out who wrote that.
I don't know, but I think I can guess. So yes, for ladies, for girls, we might say pretty or beautiful. For young men, boys, even, and men, of course, we would say handsome. Good looking. All right, back to Timmy. Timmy is very confident that he will be handsome, maybe as handsome as Pat. He says, we sure will be. We sure will be handsome. We definitely will be good looking and strong when they grow up. And then we see that there are many more letters in the box. So we've read just a few of them, but there are a lot of other letters. Now, did Grandma write all of them?
It seems so. Paige is curious. She asks, what about all these other letters?
There's only 4 or 5 people in the family.
Yep.
Why are there so many letters?
Well, Mrs. Wang takes a look at them and maybe reads what's written on the envelopes or on the outside of the letters. And she says, we can give you those on special occasions. So they're for important times. An occasion is a particular event or the time it takes place. And when we say a special occasion, we mean things like birthdays, holidays, important times in life, weddings, child, Paige becoming a mother, things like that. Important times in Paige's life. So there are these letters that are waiting there for that special occasion. We could also say people often have a party to celebrate special occasions.
Yeah, and if someone's having a party and they invite you and you don't know exactly what kind of party, you could say, what's the occasion? What's the party for? Is it a birthday? Did you get a new job? Are you getting married? So what's the occasion? What's the special reason we're having this party? That's a question you could ask. And Mrs. Wang gives an example of one of the special occasions that the kids will get another letter from Grandma. It says, this one is for when you finish high school. There's a good example. That's a big step in a young person's life. And, Grandma would love to give them some advice now that they're almost adults and they might be going off to university. That would definitely be a special occasion. Then we see that the family gets together and thinks of Grandma. Well, they've been doing that since they read the letters. But
but it's kind of a family moment here. And Paige says, Grandma is still with us. Let's never forget her.
Oh, that's nice.
A nice family moment to end the article, which we're going to do now and go on to today's wrap-up.
Wait for it. It's review time. 复习时间到喽。
Okay, so just as a quick challenge for Mike and I, we used 8-word power words here in this article. Dig, maybe. Letter, ghost, wife, remember, grow up, and handsome.
All right.
So let's try and use these in a story, sort of one sentence at a time.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we're going to start off, and I'm going to talk about there once was a handsome young man called Sam.
And Sam decided to dig in his garden.
Okay. Maybe he thought he would find something interesting.
That's right. And he found a box, but in the box was a ghost.
The ghost was that of a very beautiful young woman. And she said to Sam, I would like to be your wife.
Oh, but then Sam remembered that he already had a girlfriend.
So he said, I'm sorry, little Miss Ghost. I'm afraid I can't marry you, but I will write you lots of letters so you're not lonely in the ghost world.
And then later on, Sam's younger brother grew up and he married the ghost and they lived happily ever after.
The end. Okay, thanks everybody for listening to our strange little story there. For A+ English, I'm Pat.
And I'm Mike.
Talk to you again next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Step by step.
Come first. I want to do something fun tonight.
We should stay at home and study for our big test.
You're right. School comes first.
There. What's wrong, Sam?
I fell down and hurt my knee.
There. You'll be fine.
Hello， 又是我英文大师的说文解字时间啦。话说有一天啊，我的好妈吉突然跑来找我求救，说他女友要跟他分手了。我就问他到底怎么回事啊？原来他女友问了他一个千古难题：如果你妈跟我同时掉到海里，你会先救谁嘞？那我的妈吉呢是个非常木讷的人，他想了一想，就跟他女友说：我妈。他女友当然是超怒的啊，就回他说： But you always tell me I come first. But you always tell me I come first. 但你总是跟我说我是最重要的呀。这边同学听到的 come first 可不是第一个到的意思哟。Come first 指的是在某人心中排名第一顺位，最重要的意思。像是我认识的摩羯座都蛮像工作狂的，例如我妈妈，每次都把工作摆优先，就可以说 Capricorns are workaholics. Work always comes first with them. Capricorns are workaholics. Work always comes first with them. 那如果你想强调摆的动作，很简单，你就可以说 put something first， 把什么摆在第一这样。那刚刚的那一句呢，就可以说成 Capricorns are workaholics. They always put their work first. Capricorns are workaholics. They always put their work first. 再举个例子好了，如果你出国玩你妈妈一定会这样对你说 Remember, safety comes first. Don't do anything dangerous. 记得安全第一，不要做任何危险的事。好啦，那虽然我不是什么爱情大师，我只是个英文大师而已嘛，但我也知道绝对不能在自己的女友面前回答这种答案嘛。但是说出去的话就像泼出去的水，无法挽回了。我也只能安慰她说 there. 听到这句话可不在说什么那里哦，这里的 there 跟位置可是一点关系都没有。there 是一个用来安慰别人的口语用法。当对方心情不好，事情不顺的时候呢，你就可以这样跟他说，意思就是安啦，没事的。你也可以很简单的说 Don't worry, everything will be fine. 别担心，一切都会没事的，也是差不多的意思哦。举凡像是朋友吵架被爸妈责备等等，都可以用 there 来安慰，是不是很实用呢？好啦，大家快复习今天学到的 come first 跟 there 吧。
Me the ones, me the ones, me the ones, me the ones, me the ones.
A message from Grandma. The family is reading the letters from Grandma.
She says, "You will have a great life, son. Be good to your wife and your children. Remember, your family comes first, not your work." I miss you, Mom.
There, dear.
Paige is reading her letter.
Grandma says, "You are growing up so fast. Always remember, you can do anything with your life." Thanks, Grandma.
The twins are reading their letter.
You boys will be handsome and strong when you grow up. We sure will be.
What about all these other letters?
We can give you those on special occasions. This one is for when you finish high school.
The family gets together and thinks of Grandma.
Grandma is still with us. Let's never forget her. Wife. Tony's wife will have their baby next month. Tony's wife will have their baby next month. Remember. Did you remember to take out the trash today? Did you remember to take out the trash today? Grow up. When I grow up, I want to be a famous singer. When I grow up, I want to be a famous singer. Handsome. Pat is the most handsome guy in the office. Pat is the most handsome guy in the office.